Welcome back to another episode of The Danny Show. Today I have a very special guest. His name is Keeon Sarlak. So, Keeon Sarlak is a multi-talented individual known for his unique blend of humor and creativity who has made a significant mark in the world of comedy and digital content creation. Keeon has captivated audiences across various platforms, specifically TikTok and Instagram, earning him a dedicated following and widespread acclaim. As a comedian, Keeon has performed at comedy venues, delighting audiences with his sharp wit and infectious energy. His content ranges from hilarious skits and stand up routines to insightful commentary on everyday life, making him a beloved figure in the comedy community. Keon's comedic style is characterized by his keen observational skills and a knack for turning everyday situations into hilarious anecdotes. Whether performing on stage or creating content for social media, Keon brings an infectious energy and authenticity that resonates with audiences of all ages. With a bright future ahead, Keon continues to push the boundaries of comedy and content creation, always exploring new ideas and opportunities. His live shows and journey are a testament to his comedic prowess, showcasing his ability to connect with audiences in real time and to leave a lasting impression on them as well. And now Mr. Keeon Sarlak joins me live. How are you doing, Keeon?
I'm doing good, man. How are you? Of
Good, man. Good. Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
course. Thanks for having
Sure.
me.
No worries, man. No worries. So, first question to start off, what inspired you to pursue comedy and start creating content?
What pers what what inspired me? I don't know, man. Growing up, a lot of people were telling me that, I had a knack for humor, make people laugh. Um, but like growing up, I had so many things that I wanted to do. I wanted to be a broadcaster, like sports broadcasting. Uh, I dabbled with the idea of being a comedian, but I was never really serious about it.
Hmm.
Um, I was just bouncing around, not really knowing what I wanted to do until I got on Vine.
Hmm.
As soon as I got on Vine, that's when I realized, okay, I have something here. I gained a following on Vine. I went very viral on Facebook with my Persian videos.
Nice.
Um, and yeah, I remember I put a blanket on my head to like I know the towel on the head now is to signify the mom's hair. It's not like a rusari or anything or a
Right.
hijab. But I don't know. I put the blanket on my head, and I rhymed fuck with muck, and I was like, no fuck much, and the video went crazy. And I realized I had something, but I feel like at the time I was like kind of young and didn't really realize what I had. Kind
Hmm.
of blamed it on like I don't know. Vine disappeared, and then it went to Instagram, and I kind of just I made videos here and there. Didn't really take it seriously. TikTok comes around during the pandemic. I had nothing to do. I was home all day, and I just started rolling with it. Started making videos again
Yeah.
consistently, and slowly I got a following.
That's amazing. Yeah, I love your
And
videos, man. I love all your TikTok videos. They're fantastic.
thank you,
Yeah. No.
thank you. And then from there, like 2 years after that, I started doing stand up. So I've
Oh,
been
okay.
doing stand up since 2022.
I see. So did you go to school for comedy and like stand up comedy?
I did not. I went to a class. It was about 8 weeks,
Hmm.
maybe 10 weeks. And then we did like an intro show. So
Uh-huh.
they made us go do an open mic. That was more so the show in my opinion, because the actual show was over Zoom. And that was really weird. But
See.
they both went well, and I
Hmm.
realized, this is something I should pursue. So I've been doing it since.
That's amazing to hear, man. That's great. That's great. I'm so happy for you. So, can you describe your creative process, like when developing new material for either your comedy shows or online content? What is that like?
Mm. Um, Creative process. I don't know, man. Like I'm a procrastinator, so
Hmm.
I will be sitting around and I'll be like, oh, I haven't made a video in a few days. What can I make? And then I'll sit there and I'll get in the zone and I'll either look at my notes on things that I wrote down that I thought would be funny, or I'll just start improvising and I'll make a skit.
Hmm.
Writing's a bit different. I go back to like what I learned from my comedy class and try and put it down on paper. I usually
Right.
use my laptop or my phone. I've been studying some comedians, comedy. I'm not as consistent enough with the stand-up comedy as I am with content. So
I see.
the stand-up comedy is still um, a process.
Right.
I'm not. I would say I'm in the very, very beginner stage, even though I've been doing it for 2 years.
Mhm.
It's been on and off. Like I probably only had about like, I don't know, like 13 shows, 14 shows.
Right.
I've done more shows than open mics, which is
Hmm.
pretty unorthodox.
Right.
Most comedians they're at open mics all the time, because they're
Exactly.
trying to test out material. But
Right.
I kind of came into this with a following. So
Hmm.
like I went to like I was referred to one of these people who hold a venue, and he's been hooking me up with shows for a while. And then I met somebody else there. He noticed I had a following. He's been hooking me up with shows. So I have like two guys
Hmm.
who have consistent venues that I hit up for shows. So now like I just have to like branch out more and like, open mics scare me more than actual shows. I don't know what it is, but yeah,
Okay.
it's just the process right
Yeah.
now.
Okay. I
Um,
see.
yeah,
No, I hope you get more shows down the road for sure. You're a talented comedian. I see that
thank
in
you.
your near future for sure.
Thank you.
So, talking about the comedy industry, what are some of your like biggest comedic influences? Like, any idols, any comedians that you look up to, and kind of how have they shaped your comedic style? Do they even shape your comedic style?
Um, I don't know. It's hard to say. I do have favorite comedians. I don't know if I'm like them.
Hmm.
Um, uh, my comedic style is really based on like act outs and impressions.
Right,
Um, and I grew up watching a lot of black comedy, a lot of black comedians, and they were so loud and so like out there, and I don't know, the animated. My favorite comedian is Dave Chappelle. He's
right,
hilarious.
right.
Sam Morril, he's a
Hmm.
Jewish comedian out in New York. He's like my favorite new comedian. Um, I love Chris Rock, like Eddie Murphy, um, Russell Peters. I grew up like dying from Russell Peters. I remember mimicking his set when I was a kid.
Wow, that's
Uh,
great.
um,
Shout out to Toronto for Russell Peters.
yeah, yeah. Maz Jobrani, I remember I grew up watching him a little bit. He's funny. Max Amini's funny. My favorite Persian comedian right now is Amir K.
Amir K. Yeah,
Yeah,
same here. Yeah.
I just saw him like 2 months ago. I did an open mic and then I went to see him right after at the same comedy club. It was his birthday actually.
Nice.
He sold out the place. He was hilarious. He did crowd work the whole fucking time. And
Yeah.
he probably told like one joke and he was amazing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. In terms of your question, I'm still finding it. I don't know. I don't think I
Right.
can base it off of any comedian really.
I see. I see. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. So, throughout your, shows or, throughout this 2-year journey of yours, what have been some of your the most memorable moment so far
On stage?
on stage or throughout your career, comedy career, content creation?
Um, Most memorable moment. I performed at the Comedy Store a few times, and
Hmm.
that's like one of the biggest clubs out here.
Right.
I also performed with Tehran at the Laugh Factory. Um, he gave me a good opportunity there.
Amazing.
And there was like a huge comedian who went up there. His name's Donnell Rawlings. He's like worked with Dave Chappelle.
Hmm.
And I met Dion Cole there, which is another one of my favorite comedians. He's so funny. And I just introduced myself to him. And I've met comedians while I've lived in LA. Like I met Jeff Dye the other day walking out of the hotel cafe, and I just introduced myself. So yeah,
Nice.
that's been really cool. In terms of content, uh, I'm a junkie for uh like viral content. When my stuff goes viral, I go crazy for it, and
Right.
it's just because it just means more followers, more engagements, more likes, more people who get to see your stuff and appreciate your stuff. I love it when people comment and like they actually are watching. most of my videos and not just, my Persian content, because obviously that's like bread and butter right there. But
Yeah,
I make so much other stuff
yeah, you
that
do. Yeah,
gets noticed on TikTok, but not so much on Instagram. So when people notice my versatility, that's it. It sticks with me, you know.
I see.
Um, yeah, I mean, nothing too specific in terms of
Yeah.
memorable or memories that I can think of. But if I can think of more, I'll let you know.
Amazing, man. Sounds good. So shout out to Tehran as well. Came on my show. Shout out to him. And shout out to Tehran for letting you come on stage. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a nice thing he did for me. Big opportunity.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So how was your first experience on stage like? How was that adrenaline rush, that whole moment for you?
Mm. First time I went on stage was at the Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank.
Hmm.
And it was an open mic, but it wasn't the crowd was filled. Everyone was there, you know.
Right.
Most open mics are just comedians, but at this day it wasn't like that. There were people there. Um, so it was, I would call it my first show, and I was super nervous. I remember I was with my classmates, and one of them was like a theater girl, and she was like, "What, have you like never been on stage before?" And it's like, "No, I haven't. Like I've done like class presentations, and I'm usually like fine in talking in front of people, no problem. I've given speeches before, but I was really nervous, and I went
Mhm.
up and I killed it. I remember the
Nice.
crowd loved it, and I just felt like, this is great. I need to do this more. I should have done this a long time ago, but um, maybe the timing is perfect. And I remember doing my Zoom show the next day. That went really well as well. Thank God I've never done a Zoom show again. Um, but yeah, it made me just want to do it more. And I feel like I'm a natural on stage. Like I don't get rattled or anything like that. I don't forget my lines or forget the punchline or anything like that. I don't even think I've caught myself stuttering before, really. Um, as long as I'm prepared, I go up there and I do just fine. Sometimes the crowd is into it, sometimes the crowd isn't into it.
Right.
I've noticed that, I'm a beginner comedian, so I'm going up with other beginner comedians,
Hmm.
and sometimes their sets hit and sometimes they don't.
Hmm.
So it's like a pack show of, let's say, 10 to 15 beginners, and you probably have like two or three good comedians throughout
Right.
the show.
Right.
Um, and the crowd becomes restless. A lot of people leave in the middle of the show. Um, and there's been many times where I've gone up in front of a crowd that has just been beaten. They're just like, "Oh my God, I've been watching shit all night," which is fine. That is just the nature of comedy for people who are just starting out. I've had sets that are shit too, just that are just not good.
Right.
Um, I remember I went up and I did a set, and I decided to do new material in the beginning and pick my my best material, save it for the last. And that was the worst thing I've ever decided to do, because I used my new material and no one liked it. And then
Hmm.
right when I was about to hit them with the second half of the set, which was like the jokes that were performed already and that have done well already, and it didn't hit as hard because I started out with those iffy jokes that were a little, maybe offensive. I don't know. It just depends on who listens to them. But
Right.
yeah, that's kind of the journey right now.
I see.
Hopefully that answered your question. I
No,
know I
yeah, it
went on a
did.
tangent.
No, no worries, no worries. Yeah, it did for sure. So like it kind of ties into my next question, what you just said. Like, what are the common challenges you've experienced as a comedian or content creator? And how have you like
Um,
overcome them?
as a stand-up comedian, challenges. I enjoy my life, and I make excuses as to like why like I'm not getting on stage, and like I just need to go there and physically do it. So that's the challenge for me as
Hmm.
a comedian.
Hmm.
Um, because I usually do really well on stage, and I'm personable, and uh, I just feel like it just comes down to, creating a schedule for myself to just, okay, I'm going to go to 3 open mics a week. I got to do at least 2 shows a month or 3 shows a month. I got to start setting like mini goals for myself. So that's the challenge.
Hmm.
Instead of being like, because creators are sporadic, right? We don't like a lot of times we don't have a process really. We don't have a schedule. We're all over the place. So I need to just be better at not being scattered all the time.
Exactly.
Um, content, biggest challenge for content is, it's an algorithm, right? So you can make a viral video, it's hilarious, but it doesn't go viral.
Exactly.
You know, you
Right.
can make a great video and it's so funny, and your cult followers are commenting on it like, oh my God, I can't wait till this blows up, and it just doesn't. And it's
Right.
like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 videos like that in a row. And then boom, you catch a break and your work, uh, you start, what's the you start getting the fruits of your labor through views and likes and comments and shares and more followers, and people start seeing your work and like, hey, let me come to your show. And then boom, you go through that dry spell again. It's like sales. It's
Right.
like you make a sale and then boom, you're on a dry spell, and then you have to wait for that sale again. So
Exactly.
that I would say that's the biggest challenge for me, just not getting too up, too down, and just um, trying to have fun, with content or with writing. Even you got to make it fun, because once you start making it like it's work, then I'm just gonna go hang out, on the couch or do some stupid shit, really.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Awesome. Awesome to hear. My next question, Keon. How do you address hate culture? How do you see it? How do you perceive it? Like when you get negative comments, do you really, how does it affect you? Does it affect you? What do you do with them?
Mm, in the beginning, yeah, it affected me. I would respond to them and I would entertain it, and I'd get into an argument with them. Now it's like if I see a comment I don't like, I will either, just ignore it. Maybe I'll throw a joke back at them, or maybe I'll just block them.
Okay.
That's probably the easiest thing to do.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't let it bother me too much. I mean, I'm not a crowd work person on stage just yet, because my sets are like only 5 to 6 minutes long. So it's hard to do crowd work when you're supposed to just come up there with your written material. And then if I could expand it to 10 or 15 or 20, then I can start doing some crowd work. So in terms of hate on the stage, I've never really gotten that. I've never really had anyone heckle me. But content, I've had so many people say certain things about me
Hmm.
in messaging, in comments, and it's like, it's fine. I just, that's part of the game.
Hmm. I see. Oh,
People like to hate. People are just gonna do that because they don't have anything better to do, and
exactly.
they don't like seeing other people successful. They want to be successful. They don't want to see you successful. So that's
Exactly.
just
No,
kind of
I
how it is.
understand, Keon. No, that's good that hasn't happened to you at all. So that I'm glad to hear that, man. Second last question, Keon. What are your goals for this industry? Where do you see yourself down the road in this comedy
Mm.
industry?
I want. I don't know what just happened there. Um, I want. Um, I want 1 million followers, that's for sure. So I have more people to bring to my shows. I want to be a more well-known comedian. I don't know if you know Trevor Wallace, but he's like
Yes, I
this
do. Yeah,
hilarious
yeah, he is
content creator, and
for sure.
from what I know, he didn't really need to go through the obstacles that most comedians go through. He did it in his own way. So like once he started doing stand up, like his shows were just like already sold out. Um, which I'm not saying I want to take any shortcuts or anything like that, but I feel like, that's how you make money.
Hmm.
You you bring your followers to the show, you sell out the venues, and they want you back. You
Exactly.
just rinse and repeat.
Right.
And he did a really good job of that. And I think he's at like 2 million followers on both platforms. So I would like to expand my following. I'm going to change up my content a little bit, be a little bit more engaging with my followers. I don't know how that's going to be, but I'll figure it out. In terms of stand up, yeah, just, get the following, bring it to the stage, sell out the shows, tour. I'd like to go do comedy in New York. I'd like to do comedy in Philadelphia and San Diego and Atlanta, wherever, just tour. London. I have a buddy that was in my class. He's doing comedy in London right now. I have no idea how he's doing it, but he's doing it. So,
Great.
yeah, I just I want to be able to tour. I want to be able to quit my job and go full time. Um, because this shit doesn't make you any money.
Mhm.
You can make more money on social media, but it's sporadic. It's not going to be completely consistent unless you're like make you start a business
Right.
and you're
Exactly.
selling a product.
For sure.
And that could be a goal too. I don't know what I'd sell. Maybe it's merchandise or I'm not really sure.
Okay. I see, man. Okay, amazing. So, last question, Keon. Thank you for coming on the show. Last question. What advice would you want to give to aspiring content creators or comedians looking to break into this industry?
Mm. Um, don't think because you're a content creator you can do stand-up comedy. Um, you really have to have a knack for, presenting and writing and impressions. You got to have something that you bring to the table. There's a lot of content creators who try stand up who just aren't that good.
Hmm.
Um, Honesty is good with yourself. Like, is your content good? You know,
Hmm.
are you not getting views because of the algorithm? Or are you not getting views because you suck?
Right.
You may just have to go back to the drawing board and, you know, ask yourself, like, who's my audience? You know, am I doing this if you start doing this content thing for views and likes and engagement, you're not going to get anywhere. If
Hmm.
you start doing it because it's fun and you like making people laugh, or you like being on the camera and you like giving people advice and you feel like you have something to say, then do it. Social media is the new age. I feel like practically everyone should be doing it.
Right.
Um, Especially women. Women, it's like a cash cow for women right now. Um, but yeah, I mean, that would be my advice.
Okay. Amazing. Amazing.
Stand up. I mean, you're gonna suck for at least the first 3 years. So if you
Hmm.
feel like you're just gonna get on the stage and be good, it's not gonna happen
I see.
most of the time. Most of the time.
I see. Well, amazing advice said by Keeon Sarlak right there. You can reach out to Keon through his social handles. I'll put all of them down below in the description so you can connect with him if you want to. Thanks so much for coming on the show, Keon. I had a great time talking with you, man.
Sure, brother. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Have a nice day.
You too.